Anybody see the BT Hip Hop Awards? Want to start there?
I saw a couple clips. Shout out to Big Soldier.
Big Soldier? What did he
Big
do?
Soldier. He did oh they got it lit too. He did
Crank That Soldier Boy.
Crank That Soldier Boy and then brought out Roscoe
A-Rap?
Dash.
Oh.
That's and I asked ChatGPT what was A-Rap at. Cause I was like, I ain't heard from
Whatever
him.
happened to A-Rap?
They said he still.
My bad, I don't want to cut you off.
No, I do just be asking ChatGPT stuff.
Random questions? Why?
Yeah, because they be having the
they got
answers.
you. They
What
got
they
you.
say about A-Rap?
It just said that he making music, but he's not as big as he used to be.
ChatGPT told you all that?
It was they had a whole paragraph. And
Chris, you should ask ChatGPT who your daddy.
What if they say Michael Jordan?
They not gonna say Michael Jordan.
You know what? You should ask it who your husband is and see who they bring up.
Child, okay, because I don't know right now.
No, I'm saying like I just am curious to know who they would choose for you.
I'm gonna ask him. But what was he talking about?
The Hip Hop Awards.
Hip Hop Awards, yeah. So he brought out Roscoe Dash and they did All the Way.
Oh, that's my jam.
They had it lit. I saw Young Miami and Trina. They was out of breath. Did they have on glasses? No, they didn't have their glasses on.
How did y'all feel about it being at Dre's?
I didn't really care.
At where?
Dre's
nightclub.
It was at a nightclub in Vegas. So
wait, the BT Awards.
The BT Hip Hop Awards. They took it from it was in a theater in Atlanta and they moved it to Vegas and it was in a nightclub, one of the top nightclubs in Vegas.
I feel like they should have kept it in Atlanta.
I really don't care.
I do.
I think having it in a club just sound crazy. That's what's getting me. Having it at a nightclub just sound crazy.
If it's big enough,
because it's hip hop.
It was big enough.
Like
I gotta see. I ain't seen nothing from the BT Awards.
I can't remember what
Hip
Dre's
Hop
looked like,
Awards.
honestly. I remember the stage part. I can't remember how big it was, but I don't have a problem with it. Sometimes you gotta switch some stuff up. I feel like it probably would have been more celebrities there if it was in Atlanta because a lot of celebrities live in Atlanta.
But a lot of celebrities also go to Vegas though. Like we see a lot of artists go through Vegas, whether it's for fights, whether they have you seen what Usher did out there last year. So,
and they could probably make some more money in Vegas.
I wonder what the thought process was.
So wait, so what's the awards that happened? Who won? Who lost?
Kendrick Lamar took home 8 out of 11 awards, but he didn't take them home because he wasn't there. Right. Missy Elliott won Best Live Performance. Sexy Red won Best Breakthrough Artist.
Nicki won
Album of the Year.
Album of the Year?
Yeah,
the album was amazing.
Album of the year.
Pink Friday too. Yes.
All right. Who else was in the category?
I don't know, but
that's
won,
wild.
And it made
album
sense.
of the year.
Megan Thee Stallion, 21 Savage, Glorilla, Drake, Sexy Red, Travis, Gunna.
I so on Chris. Why is that such a surprise to you that she won album?
Did you first off? Let's ask the question that we always have to ask.
I did listen to the album. I'm not trying to hear that. I heard it. I don't think it's that good. It's not that good.
How many times did you listen to it?
Twice. First time I was like, all right. First time I heard it, it sounded like the songs didn't sound impactful. It sounded like she didn't even care.
That's crazy. That's crazy that you think that.
No, that's not crazy.
It is.
I feel like she could have went a lot harder on them songs than she had.
Music, though, so
I love everything.
I don't think he likes weird music. I just think he has a versatile taste in music. He has a very diverse taste in music.
I was gonna say that. Out of everybody that we got,
I think he's probably the most musically inclined right now.
Thank y'all.
Out of all of us.
Best breakthrough hip hop artist, Sexy Red won. I feel like that's well deserved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Future and Metro won for Best Duo and Group.
That should have been Album of the Year.
Hustler of the Year, 50 Cent.
It just came out.
Kendrick won everything.
Just came out.
Future and Metro?
Just came out.
Who would you have put for Best Group?
That dropped in March.
Just came out. Because how late do they take submissions for the Album of the Year?
What album was better than that?
Than this year?
Yeah.
Me personally, because y'all not, anybody gonna listen to it, but I like Schoolboy Q's album this year.
You know Schoolboy Q.
Was it nominated though?
No.
So no. Isn't to me, out of all the albums that I heard outside, inside, and just playing in general, Future and Metro album was everywhere. Think about it. They dropped 2 two projects that both had replay value out.
That's cool. They got good replay value, but I don't think you're not talking about nothing. Because when we start talking about, all right, you got a good album, but like, what are you really saying in your album?
When
It's
has
just,
an
you're just
album
making
that
good
was really
music.
talking about some real
I
shit?
feel like
I
you
think
kind of
that's-
should be have some type of substance to your album.
I agree with
Nah,
Pink Friday
I think it
too.
depends on like the genre too. I mean, not the genre, but the type of music that someone makes. Because
I-
not everyone is gonna provide substance. They may provide really amazing beats and really good hooks, and it's catchy. And that could be to someone considered a really great overall project because that's what they look for when they go to an album.
That is
You
true.
are a person that looks for substance when you go to an album.
And substance don't win album of the
It
year.
really
I'll
doesn't.
tell you that now.
Well, it depends on where you look
still
at
need
it.
entertainment. You got to have the entertainment factor of it.
Yeah.
So I want to take the conversation a little further. How do we feel about the awards not being before we get to the Vegas and the whole that part? How do you guys feel about the BET Hip Hop Awards? Do you feel like Nicki winning album of the year, that of any artist winning a BET Hip Hop Award, that's like an accomplishment these days? Does it hold some value?
Yeah.
I think it does, but I think also like with everybody like the BET Awards in general, like I think they're doing a great job of like revamping because for a few years people were not going. Now I feel like they're kind of trying to make it what it used to be, what we felt when we looked at it, anyways. But I feel like it should be. It should be. It's the only black, besides maybe the Soul Train Awards, it's the only, and then this is the only hip hop based award show, so it should hold some type of value. I feel like.
I think it's really more so just on the artist or like individually do it shouldn't mean something to you. I don't think it's like a grand. I feel like no award shows now are really just like a grand, like, yes, this means something. Like people get Grammys and act like it's nothing. Just because they don't rock with like the Recording Academy or they don't rock with like the politics behind it. So I think it just really depends on the artist.
That's true. I feel like as a new artist, the BET Hip Hop Award, you be like, oh man, it's like an accomplishment. I feel like once you've been in the game for so long, all the award shows like really don't mean much to you.
But I feel like they should always mean something.
I disagree though. I feel like even though artists may like say they don't care, deep down as a creative, like you gotta care about that, even a small time.
Probably just a smidget.
Recognition.
I feel like you should. I feel like you should.
Does any of this really matter for real? Like we've been talking for over a week about how it looks like the music industry is on a decline anyway. A lot of times when people win these types of awards, or even like we talked about Grammys, those things tend to push you into another level when in terms of your rate, like an award, a Grammy nominated or a Grammy award winning producer. Now you're just not an up and coming artist. But in the grand scheme of things, do it mean anything to music anymore anyways? Because okay, you got album of the year, you got video of the year, you got single or song of the year. But ain't nobody really making no money in the music industry now as it is. So what good is saying, oh, I won the BET Hip Hop Award? No shade to them. I think it still should matter. I think it still should be relevant. But in the bigger picture of the music industry kind of going through what it's been going through these past few months, like, in my opinion, I feel like none of it really matter. It's all like circumstantial and ceremonial for real.
Okay. I feel like if you produce something and people outside of your circle deemed it as the best of something for that year, it should make you feel.
Yes. No
doubt. I don't care what it. I don't care if you've been in the game 30 years. If you just put out a album and you 50 and you get best R&B album that year, you should feel good about yourself. I don't care how many Grammys you won. I don't care how many BET awards you won. Like you should still feel good because that's like a new baby getting an award. Like your baby just graduated kindergarten, got valedictorian.
Especially for the artists that may be like experimenting with music, they may go out of the realm of what they normally do. There is some type of like you should feel accomplished to be able to make something outside of the realm that you normally go towards, and it gets some type of recognition.
Yeah, I just think it's just a trickle down effect of like our main premier superstars in certain genres feeling like, oh, we don't care about this anymore because they know it's politics behind it. So that's gonna trickle down to the artists that want to be like them. So they like, shoot, they don't care about this. I'm not gonna care about it. Why should I care about it if they don't care?
Cody, let me
I
ask
got
you
a
this, bro.
question.
Cody, let me ask you this, bro, before Jay go. Like I didn't see the whole show, but I saw some clips. There was some conversation about the hip hop award show being had at Dre's versus a bigger venue that they've had in the past, whether it be Atlanta or LA. Say what?
Finish your statement, no. They being rude. I'm sorry.
No, what I wanted to ask you is in regards to like Chicago not necessarily being represented at the BET Hip Hop Awards or the conversation surrounding album of the year or new artists coming up. Do you think that the two have a correlation where like there are certain artists that are invited to these shows or certain artists that are up for these awards and the lack of representation in Chicago? Do you feel like there's some type of connection or lack of connection there? I wanted to get your opinion specifically.
Why you ain't want our opinion specifically?
Because your name is Bree Specific.
He is specific.
That was a great camera switch too, by the way, Dora. Like you down there, like I seen it, like you down there was like on point with Bruce when I say.
Yeah, because I was like, dang, she switched it, but I wasn't finna say nothing. So I
She
said,
synced it. She
but
synced
yeah,
it right on point. That was dope. That was dope. But to answer your question, I personally don't want to say too much without offending a lot of my homies. But if I had to speak on it a little bit, I would say the lack of representation in Chicago is always in the Midwest general. Because I don't think I've seen like Skilla Baby or like
Which is surprising though,
like,
because
I
he's
didn't really
been
see-
pretty consistent.
I didn't see
Not
really a lot of
surprising at
Detroit
all.
represented up there.
How?
Not surprising at all.
here he go.
I'm sorry.
We don't.
Skilla Baby's not that big.
Christopher
Skilla Baby
Columbus.
has been pretty consistent.
He consistent, but he's not that
Skilla
big.
Baby has probably been one of the most consistent artists in these past years. Some change. I hear his name more than I hear a lot of other artists when you start talking about like hip. We talk about specifically hip hop. We're not talking about the culture and music as a whole, right? We're talking about specifically rap, right? We're talking about the hip hop culture. I think Skilla Baby. I think Detroit. If we had to represent the Midwest anywhere, I think Detroit probably been holding it down for the past year and some change. So I
With,
feel like they
with what
should.
artist?
Well, you got 42 Doug. You
42
got,
Doug. 40 no.
You got
42
Skilla-
Doug.
yeah.
42 Doug has not been producing as
42 Doug has been holding it down for the past.
No, he has not.
His name has been in the mix for the past 2 years.
You got Babyface too.
You got Babyface,
I'll put Babyface on that.
42 Doug was popping.
Okay, let me
What,
finish.
2020?
Let me finish this though. Let me finish this.
Hey, no one clock that
Okay, y'all
No,
say
with the
42 Doug.
fly in.
Watch.
Tell me about it.
I'm not. Make sure we don't clip this up because we try to get a 42 Doug interview.
We gotta wait to put this out. Babyface Ray.
Babyface Ray, 42 Doug, Skilla Baby,
Big Sean.
just dropped.
Cash
Doll.
Come
I don't
on.
think
All
we're
right,
making
let's
this.
All right,
what
man.
I'm saying-
We gotta
so
stop
what I'm
lying.
saying is-
Hating.
What I'm saying is, right, so we're talking about the culture in the whole, right?
Okay.
If we're talking about them, Detroit, and within the past three years, right? If we talk about the last 3 years, Detroit has some names out there, and them are just the names that we just mentioned, right?
Right.
Eminem just dropped the album too, so we got Detroit all over the place, right? And I'm pretty sure V's is from Detroit.
Yeah.
V's is from Detroit. V's
I didn't know that.
Yeah, V's is
T Grizzly.
T Grizzly.
Y'all naming a bunch of people that have been around.
No,
for a
hold on.
while.
But
T Grizzly been consistent
T
this year
Grizzly
too.
it been charting.
been consistent and
At
charting.
Urban
right?
Radio, he been charting.
Yeah.
So-
T Grizzly found his way back.
Yeah, Doug just dropped the project, even though you not listening to it. And who else we just named? We named T Grizzly. Cash Down has been active socially, so even if she
not.
wasn't,
No, she been dropping music too, but
even if she's not gonna be nominated for something, a presence of her giving out an award, like she's still relevant in the culture.
And y'all,
But I
did
think
y'all
it
know
goes-
Lizzo was born in Detroit?
didn't know that. I mean, she the biggest one on all of
Okay.
no, like she's the biggest artist. Like first off, y'all been
That's
you
a
walked into
crazy
that one.
statement.
she is bigger than everybody
They
else.
gonna
on the-
cancel
As far
your
as she is the highest grossing artist than anybody
Okay.
else that we have named. Y'all petty, and I'm finna shut up. I'm not even finna
well,
say
no,
what I
you
was
said you
gonna say.
did it,
No,
not
because I
us. You
told
said
y'all I was
that.
gonna shut up. Go ahead, Cody. Finish your statement. I ain't got shit to
All right,
say.
so yeah, go ahead. What you?
All I'm saying is Detroit arguably is probably been holding it down from the Midwest, and then Sexy Red, even though she's from St. Louis, I feel like she's kind of transcended the Midwest as a talent. She's in a whole another different realm right now. Interesting. Somebody brought up this to me about Sexy Red. They said she's on the like on a Chief Keef type run. She's like a female Sosa. Probably like that was a interesting conversation. But they were saying
Like when Sosa first started?
when he first came out, they feel like she's on that type of run right now. But Chicago getting back, it's making it all full circle. Noob, I don't think Chicago has nobody right now that's actively putting out music outside of Smirk. And I want to say Herb just dropped the album, but I don't see nobody from Chicago that's actively to that caliber, has reached that caliber, that should be represented at the BET Hip Hop Awards. I would just say either Herb and Dirk is the only people I can say like right now that should be represented. But outside of that, everybody else is just, I hate to say it, they just got a local buzz. And it just look good on the internet, but it ain't really music that you hear nowhere. You're not hearing on it. Shorty actually, he getting a little buzz. You hear his music floating around TikTok. Fatso.
Oh yeah.
He's getting there, but there's nobody really with no real buzz for real. So that Chicago's is not gonna have representation.
The reason I asked you real quick is asked you specifically because a lot of that award show politics is not just about the music. You feel me? Like we've heard issues with Nicki in the past where she was beef. I can't remember if it was Viacom or if it was MTV or BT or whichever one, but there's a lot that goes into it outside of it just being an objective, this is the best music. It's who's pumping this single, or where are you hearing this song in the street? How often are you hearing it even around award season? Because a lot of the times you'll see a push for album of the year or music of the year. Kendrick Lamar is winning everything, and he ain't even got no music. He has music out, but he doesn't have an album out. He's getting ready to do a rollout. So it's just as much about influence as it is about music, which is why I don't necessarily object to Nicki winning it, because she went crazy this year. Gag City Tour, she's pretty much everywhere. I would have liked to seen maybe Lotto get a nomination because her album is solid, and she's also kind of been very active. She was. I don't have to run down in front of me.
Who was nominated specifically for the Hip Hop Awards?
Okay,
Did her album come
I'm
out
looking
in
at
time?
it. I just seen the list right
Mama
now.
was nominated for hold on. Let me look at this really.
Big Mama was nominated.
We're gonna get off this after
Big
this.
Yeah, because I
Mama
don't think
was
her album came out in time to be
Yeah, I'm like,
nominated.
all right.
I just want to know who's all
voting.
nominated before we could.
All right, so for what category?
Best hip hop video. Not Like Us won.
For the album, we talking about the album.
Oh, for the hip hop album of the year, we had 21 Savage, Glorilla, Drake for All the Dogs, Sexy Red and Sexy We Trust, Megan Thee Stallion's album, Gunna, Pink Friday, Nicki's album, Travis Scott, Utopia, and We Don't Trust You.
Gunna did have a good album.
He did.
Travis should have won. Travis should have won.
Travis should have won.
What?
Y'all don't listen to Travis. I know
Y'all don't
I know
listen
y'all
to
don't.
Travis.
I know y'all don't listen to
All those
Travis.
albums, to me, the best albums on that was to me, it was either We Don't Trust You, Gunna, and 21.
Gunna had a real good album.
21 album.
And then I haven't heard Glorilla, but we can't say nothing about
Glorilla
something being
don't-
later being nominated
Glorilla don't
because
make-
No,
Glorilla-
her album wasn't that great.
That
They don't-
album,
she don't make
that
good
album
albums.
didn't. What, the one she just dropped?
No, the
one
one
she
she
just
dropped
dropped was
before.
okay.
One
The
before
one
that.
she just dropped was
Glorious nominated
good.
or was another one?
No,
It
the
was
one.
the one she
it
dropped
was-
earlier this year.
Okay, yeah, I heard Glorious is really popular. I don't know, man. I think I just to go full circle on what everybody was saying, I do think if you was to get nominated for an award, who won Best Platform, by the way?
Club Shay Shay.
You did.
My cancer brethren coming for
Yeah, I
you.
don't.
Why cancers always wear like little clothes?
It's not on here.
Yo, what's up? You got more bullets in
That's
that gun
facts.
over
That
there
is true. You got the same jeans Freddy be having on.
Cody clothes. What's up,
Tight.
man?
He won for real. You got
Yeah,
that?
Club Shay Shay won.
Hey, what's up? What's the word?